morning and welcome to your daily dose of farming here in South Yorkshire. We've got started already. Ash is doing a mix. We've got a lorry load of barley turning up any second now. I've got some cattle to take as well, but I think we'll probably get a bit of feeding done first. So stay tuned, see what we get up to. Hopefully I get drilling, but it doesn't look too promising with the weather. The 6130R is getting loaded up by Ash now on the telehandler. The 9 metre as we call it. Now I've cut the strings. We'll get another bale put out. And as that happens, my dad's waiting to come through with some meal to feed the cows. I should get this in here. Raced. So we got all that ploughed out there. I think it's all ploughed, I think. So fingers crossed it does stay dry and we'll get out there and get some work done. Here is the budget that's coming out. The new government's in the UK bringing out their first budget, where we'd heard that possibly could be quite concerning for UK agriculture. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, a little bit later this morning. Looks like we got the barley wagon here. We'll get them on the way. Budget's a bit tighter than usual. We'll get them on. There we go. We'll get that sent up. We don't think there's a lot left in. Yeah, it's coming out now. I think it's been rejected because it was a bit wet, this. So we'll get it milled and it'll not make much difference, but if it's going for malting or something like that, it's just not right. So it's now feed. I'm off in the lorry now to take these cattle, but we'll just get this chap weighed off and then we can get him on his way. Right, I'm just stopping off at Ripon Farm Services because we've got something to pick up for the drill. Have a quick look outside before we go and pick these really special things up. A very nice 6195M 215 Ultimate Edition, same as what we got at home, apart from this has not got front PTO. And Kramer's. You can smell a pig wagon somewhere. You don't want smell-o-vision right now. A 6R155. Yeah, looking very nice. Looks though like our drill has left the building. It's not in here. So they must have took that away to a new owner somewhere or to an auction or whatever. So look out for it, see where it is. Looking at Pete's thing here, that doesn't look bad, does it? 250 quid for a space heater. Plus VAT like, but. New parts department full of toy tractors. You can even get a pink one, look. Look at that. Esme'd love it. It's a bit small to be fair. So here we have it. The legs for the drill. Right, I'm back in the yard. We'll get this parked up, we'll get them bits out of the back and get a coffee on, I think. I've come to find my hat because I think I must have left that in here. Yes, I did. There it is. And then we're going to go and see if we can get some drilling done. I'm going to go in the car first and just have a check. Take it from there. We're in the Sangyong. We'll get off. See what we can see. So I've got down here. And what's the first thing we see? A load of fly tipping. And of course it is cannabis plants. That's what that is. It's not somebody's greenhouse. This is that herbal lay that we planted this last time because we couldn't get the maize in, could we? So we had to put something in to crop it, and this is what we decided upon. And yeah, it has got a fair bit of different stuff in it. Whether it'll be any good, I don't know. They reckon it is, but looks like I had a miss there. There's a bit of a gap, isn't there? Hopefully that'll fill in. So yeah, it's almost like it could do with cutting. I don't know if you're supposed to leave these a bit longer over winter, or whether you've got to cut them. I'm not quite sure. I've not really looked into that, but yeah, there is a bit on it. Not have much feed value like, but there is a fair bit grown. Looks like somebody's been setting off fireworks from here. Brilliant. Another one there, look. Anyway, this is what I've come down here to see, what this is like, because there's some wet areas in the field. Oh, jeez, big hole there, isn't there? That's going to need filling. Look at that. It's higher than my welly. With this, a lot of it's dry, but then you've just got this, it's a bit further under, where it's still a bit wet. And it is going to be good for the next number of days, so I might just leave it just to dry a bit more. I think just tackle the stuff at the side of the farm. I think that'll be drier. Right, our plough has got vary width, so you can change the distance between each furrow. So the width of the furrow you can change, and if you're going through some real clayey soil, you want to narrow your plough up so it makes a smaller sod that it turns over. Then that makes it a lot easier for the power harrow to come and work that down. Let me show you here. So this one's a pretty good example. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 furrows, right? And look how wide that is. That's fairly wide, probably a bit wider than a tractor going down there, and the lumps it's brought up are massive. Right, so in my opinion that should have been narrowed down there on these runs. As soon as you start seeing big lumps being thrown up, narrow it down, because it's only going to make it harder for the power harrow to get it all worked down. So we'll have to go over that twice to make it a nice fine tilth. So what you've saved in just going that little bit wider, you've lost by having to go over it twice. Now at the side of the field here, they're a lot narrower. Look at the width of these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First run down the field, look how narrow they are. A lot narrower than the tractor. Okay, you're not getting on as quick as you're ploughing, but these lumps here, although they are like that, don't take any really breaking up. Whereas if we went over to those over there with a big, where he's widening it out, you just won't be able to do it with your foot. Vary width is there for a reason, so you can vary it to your soil conditions. So it's not just flat. If it was, you just wanted it full width, we'd have a full width plough and just have it set at a certain width, and that's it, you get on at that. But it's got vary width, so you can, if it's throwing up big bits, narrow it down so you can just work your soil a little bit better. So yeah, we'll come in, I think, and then do that twice. Go over it once with a power harrow, and then over with a power harrow drill. But I think we'll leave that till tomorrow, maybe. We'll try and get some done backside at farm, because I'm sure that'll be drier. We'll go and check that out next. It's locked. Look at this. I wonder who this could be from, eh? Do you recognise that motif? That branding? I think I'm going to get some beer. Brought this stuff out so we can have a look at it. We have a nice letter. Hello, Mr. Joe. I hope to see the Scottish hag on show. What? Is that a word I do not know? I think it should mean hat, because he sent me a hat as old Crawford, which is business. We'll have that on in a second. I sent you a box of fresh Scottish Air. Please look after it. Also, some Scottish lager, stout, and that's that word again. What does it mean? What does it mean? Somebody tell me. For your head. So it's hat, but obviously you say it different in Scotland. Let me know. Enjoy responsibly. Crawford business. Be keeping that one. Is this the Scottish Air? Is it entrapped in this plastic recycled material? Let's see. It's really hard to burst. Yeah, it smells a bit, yeah. Are you sure it's fresh, Crawford? I'm not sure. But thank you very much for this beer. So we got the stout, which I will be trying. But more importantly, check this box out. It's filled it. Tidy. Bandit beer. Right, let's get this hat on. That, eh? Business even fits my big head. So check out Crawford's YouTube channel. He's a man that I've not met, but like we've sort of spoke over YouTube videos and messaged and stuff. But I am yet to meet the man in person, the man, the legend. But at some point we will, and we will share a beer together. We get the branded in there. We will share a beer together at some point. I thought when we went to Royal Highland Show, I thought the man will be there. He's got to be there. He's like Mr. Scotland on YouTube. So I didn't see him. I saw Funky Farmer and a few other people there, but I didn't bump into him, which was disappointing. So at some point we will cross paths, Crawford. Definitely. You're most welcome to come and see us down in Yorkshire. So, yeah, thank you very much for the beer. I will enjoy that responsibly. I've also got myself a SIM card for my GPS auto steer thing, because I'm sick of tethering my phone and like it just being a real pain. So I've just got like a Lebara SIM card, like cheap £5 a month or something. I think it's less than that. Just to put in there, so when I turn it on, it just should work straight away, because it's doing my head in a bit. So got my own base station, so all it's doing is picking up the signal from the base station. It's not like one of them fancy RTK sims or anything, it's just literally one that you'd stick in your phone and make calls with. So I'm going to pop that in there, and hopefully we shouldn't have as many issues. It should just be easier plain sailing when I'm wanting to do my auto steer. I've just had my dinner. I started watching The Budget. God, it just takes forever. Like, politics is just so dull, innit? I'm thinking, come on, are you going to tell us, like, you know, are you going to get into it? It must have been 10-15 minutes into it, learned nothing. But I suppose that's just the way it goes with that sort of thing. So hopefully at some point we'll find out. But I can't sit there just listening forever. I'm sure there'll be a debrief somewhere. Right, we're just cleaning the bucket out. We're going to put some seed in this. And we'll get that to the back of here and then pull that. Corn should come out. So we've got some wheat now in, and we'll get this tipped into the drill. A bit of straw and stuff landed on this wheat that was in the trailer. So I'm going to see if we can blow some of the crap out of it. We'll just go steady with it, Ash. It's working. I think I might go a bit faster. Might be blowing more wheat out.
Finally, we will reform agricultural property relief and business property relief. From April 2026, the first £1 million of combined business and agricultural assets will continue to attract no inheritance tax at all. But for assets over £1 million, inheritance tax will apply with a 50% relief at an effective rate of 20%. This will ensure that we continue to protect small family farms and 3/4.
So I've just heard and recorded the budget, and yeah, they've done it. They've absolutely shafted a lot of farms, I would say. Shafted. So the first £1 million is going to be inheritance tax free, and then after that, it's at 20%. So a fifth of everything that you own after that is going to be subject to inheritance tax. So if you're thinking 50 acres, maybe a bit more than that, it'd cover your £1 million. Some people talk about £20,000 an acre. Some people talk 10, 15. So we're not talking about a huge area in terms of an arable farm. like you couldn't maintain a living, I wouldn't say, with 50 acres if you're growing wheat or barley. And then when you put in something like a shed or something like that, you add that in, then the price of that asset has just gone up. So where is somebody that's got, say, 100 acres that won't be making a lot of money in today's climate? Where are they going to find 200,000 to pay because one of the loved ones has died, who's worked all their life for very little reward, in the knowledge that they would be able to pass the farm that's probably been in their family for generations, and that's probably the reason that the dad farmed, because granddad did, and that sort of legacy that's behind it, the knowing where the drains run to, all this like knowledge that gets passed down as kids are growing up with a family farm, just lost because the inheritance tax bill will have to be paid, and the money's got to be found for it, and you can't find it from working that bit harder, because everybody's pushing. Like, the mental health crisis in farming is like ridiculous, because everyone's just pushing themselves way too far. We don't get enough time away from farm. I know before I did all this YouTube stuff, I never used to really have any time away from the farm, and that's the reality for a lot of farmers. So it's not like we can just go and earn that extra couple £100,000 to pay an inheritance tax bill. It doesn't come along like that. So I just hope that, somebody finds a way around this thing. Where does that mean passing it on to the next generation sooner to avoid the inheritance tax bill? Things around succession, really difficult topics to sort of bring up in farming anyway, might have more of a forefront in people's mind now. So I feel like we've been shafted, really do. Like, I'm all up for going drilling, but when you hear stuff like that, it's like, what's the point? Like, what is the point? Because we just feel like we're just being, absolutely done. But anyway, right, I am going to go, because that's what we do. We get back up on his feet and we keep on going. But, hopefully a change can be made around it. Hopefully there's some passion in the industry to force a change. Hopefully the NFU can help us out, something like that. I don't know what to do. Anyway, any ideas, let me know in comments. I'm off drilling. Yeah, putting all our heart and soul into this, and then just getting shafted. Like a fifth of it. It's like we've got another person just in it.
We work long hours, and then
then government MPs,
and then
just
we'll
decide
get to someone who don't work. That's the reality of it, isn't it? But we would not work for it.
Right. Onwards. Back to farming anyway. We're just checking that we're getting seed coming out of all the coulters. We are. We've got that all on the ground there. And then we're just going to check the depth and what it's looking like. It's working up quite nice up this end. It is a bit lighter though up here. Just been on the BBC News app, which I do look at from time to time, just to see if they've got any more like in-depth detail. So I just heard it from Rachel Reeves as she was at the dispatch box. That's what I heard. So I wondered if like the sort of the detail had come out already, but not even a mention of change to agricultural property relief, not even in there. Shouldn't really surprise me, should it? But I think things may happen from this. There will be a lot of passion within UK agriculture to do radical things, to show our disbelief and disapproval to this tax. Yeah, I hope they will anyway. I hope it needs to come from, not from like me to say to do this, but it needs to come from the people who are leading our unions, should we say. I think something needs to happen, and it needs to happen like now. It needs the fuse needs to be lit. It needs to happen now. We're getting a fair bit of ground covered now, so back to the sheds that way. Apart from the headland, not done that yet. But we're getting it down. It's a bit wet and knotty here, but if it's in the ground, it gives a chance to grow. If it's not in the ground, it's going waiting out. And I think if this dries, it'll bake. It'll be really knotty anyway. So this is the worst part of the field where we are now. It goes a lot nicer as we get further down. Something that I know because we've worked this land for 20 plus years now. Yeah, will we be working it for 20 more? I don't know. We're getting a fair bit of ground covered now, so back to the sheds that way. Apart from the headland, not done that yet. But we're getting it down. It's a bit wet and knotty here, but if it's in the ground, it gives a chance to grow. If it's not in the ground, it's going waiting out. And I think if this dries, it'll bake. It'll be really knotty anyway. So this is the worst part of the field where we are now. It goes a lot nicer as we get further down. Something that I know because we've worked this land for 20 plus years now. Yeah, will we be working it for 20 more? I don't know. Ben's come down with some seed for me, so we'll get this put in the drill. I'm not going to put the steps down because it will mean you can't get anywhere near me. There we go. We get that tipped in. I've not got my leaf blower though this time. Oh, shame. I'll stand out of the way. That's it, it's filled me up, so I'll just keep going until that's run out maybe. Let's do our little bit for charity anyway. Let's do mixed mentions. It's a happy birthday to Alfie Calquell, who is 13 years old, young Alfie is. So happy birthday to you. If anybody else wants to get their name in the video, then there's a link in the description below. And we try and help out a charity, Yorkshire Air Ambulance, who save people's lives across Yorkshire. Your little air ambulances all across the country are all funded by charity donations, and yeah, we've raised well over 10. I keep saying I need to add it up, but I've not had the time. Well over £10,000 now. We might be knocking on the door of 11. I don't know. But yeah, it's fantastic, and thanks to everyone who's done that. I think I'm probably going to end the video here. I'm sorry that I've rambled on lots and lots today about this inheritance tax thing, but it really does affect UK farmers. I've had a lot of text messages from people today about it, and I don't feel like I will have done it proper justice, because yeah, you really need to sit down and think about what you're going to say when it comes to something as important as that, and I don't think I've done enough of that thinking. It's just been how it's come out of my head at that moment in time. So yeah, hopefully somebody can do it a bit more justice than me. Hopefully, I don't know if these things can get reversed or what. I hope they can. Like, I hope that we can do something about it, and I hope that people who are working for farmers as a collective, our unions, are looking at this and working out the next steps of what we need to do. I'll back them on whatever they say, and if nothing is said, I'll be asking questions as to why, as much as I can. Yeah, it's just devastating. Just feels like a kick in the you know what. That's what it feels like today. So that's been my day, feeling about yeah, 65, 70%, something like that. So how's everyone else feeling? Yeah, let me know in the comments, and we will see you in tomorrow's video. I'm going to keep going, drilling into the night, doing something that I love, very little pay, to now give most of it to the tax, well not most of it, 20% of it to the taxman at the end of the day. So, right, that's me done. I've finished ranting. See you later. Bye.